This is the story of the man who vanished in the sky. On the night of October 21st, 1978, 20-year-old Frederick Valentich took off into the skies above Melbourne, Australia for what was supposed to be a routine flight. But what he reported in the minutes that followed left the world absolutely speechless. Did he witness something so terrifying that it made him vanish without a trace? Or was there another explanation for his disappearance? His father was an Italian immigrant who served in the Royal Australian Air Force during World War II as an aircraft mechanic, and his mother was a local Aboriginal woman from the Woiwurrung tribe. Frederick had two brothers named Neville and Wayne, and a sister named Cheryl. We're gonna dive deep into this case, breaking down his final transmission word for word to get to the bottom of this mystery. He learned how to fly at the Officers Club Flying School, where he earned his private pilot's license when he was just 16 years old. At one point, he even reported hearing a loud humming noise, which sounded like a tractor but was much louder. It almost sounded like it was inside my aircraft. But underneath the surface, he was clearly terrified. I want you to listen closely to the audio as I read along with it, because there are some subtle nuances that don't really come through in the transcript. Now you can hear the change in his voice. There's a lot of static on the line. I've got to watch this thing. It's coming straight for me. They're only about 3 miles away now. They're coming straight for me now. This is serious. They're on a collision course. To this day, Frederick's remains in the wreckage of his plane have never been found. Here, you can hear the panic in his voice as the realization dawns on him that he is in grave danger. However, his family and friends refuse to believe this explanation, pointing to his experience as a pilot and the fact that there was no distress call prior to the crash. Proponents of this theory argue that the lights and humming noise he described are consistent with UFO sightings and that his sudden disappearance fits with the alleged tendency of extraterrestrials to abduct and experiment on humans. Some have speculated that he may have been targeted by intelligence agencies or even the military, while others believe that he may have been killed by someone he knew. This theory is based on the idea that Frederick may have accidentally stumbled upon something he shouldn't have, and that someone wanted to silence him. If this was a simple accident, why did the plane just suddenly go off the radar without any indication of a struggle or a mayday call? The ambiguity surrounding his disappearance has allowed conspiracy theorists to run wild with speculation, further fueled by the eerie silence captured in his final transmission. And if he had crashed into the sea, why hasn't any wreckage ever been found? Do you remember me saying that Frederick was taking aerial photographs that evening? Well, he was. He had a brand new camera with a flash. Could the lights he saw have been his own flashes reflecting back at him? And if so, was he simply disoriented or was there something else at play here? They also note that the official investigation was inadequate and that the authorities were more interested in covering up the truth than finding answers. They believed that Frederick had stumbled upon something he was unsupposed to see and had vanished as a result. Mayday. These lights are descending very fast. Frederick was flying alone in a single-engine plane at night with no autopilot. It's possible that he could have gotten lost or disoriented, leading to a crash. The weather conditions were also not ideal, with thunderstorms and low clouds reported in the area that evening. Additionally, the fact that his plane was not equipped with a transponder may have made it difficult for air traffic controllers to track its movements. Finally, there's the possibility that mechanical failure or a bird strike could have caused the accident. They're on top of me now. They're right on top of me. I'm in a cloud. I can't see anything. I'm absolutely surrounded by these flashing lights. I don't know what they are. There's no thunder or lightning. The cloud is green. The cloud is green. I'm in a cloud. I'm in a cloud. I can't see anything. It's going to be a big fireball. I might have to eject. I can't see any details of the aircraft. They're on top of me now. I don't know what to do. They're flashing their lights. I'm surrounded by these lights. God damn it. The engine's on fire. I'm bailing out. I'm getting out. I've got to get out of here. It was right all around me. It was deafening. By October of 1978, Frederick was working as an apprentice electrician while saving up money to become a full-time pilot. But first, let's take a look at the man himself. Frederick Augustus Valentich was born on March 9, 1958, to parents Theo and Mary Valentich. From a young age, Frederick was fascinated with planes and would spend hours watching them fly overhead. Now let's dive into the events of that fateful night. An Army helicopter and a Navy Catalina aircraft were deployed to search the area, but they found no sign of wreckage. The following day, a larger search operation was conducted involving 6 aircraft and 2 more helicopters. Still, nothing. He planned to do some aerial photography and maybe even try out his new camera. At 4:30 p.m., he contacted Melbourne Radio Control Tower to inform them of his flight plan. On October 21, 1978, Frederick decided to take his single-engine Cessna 172 for a spin around the coast of Port Phillip. Just 17 minutes later, however, Frederick's tone changed. His voice became shaky and alarmed as he reported unusual aerial activity approaching from the northwest. He described seeing bright white lights moving erratically through the air like fireflies. At first he thought they were stars, but then he realized that they were far too low and were changing direction. At 5:05 p.m., Frederick called the tower again to say that he was making good progress and was still planning to return to Moorabbin Airport at 7:30 p.m. As Frederick continued his flight, the lights seemed to follow him. As the encounter continued, Frederick tried to maintain his composure, even joking with the operator about the possibility of aliens landing on Earth. Now we're going to break down his final transmission, which offers some chilling insights into what he experienced those final moments. These lights have just ascended very rapidly from 10,000 feet down to 50 feet in a matter of seconds. And that was the last transmission from Frederick Valentich. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, the search efforts gradually wound down. In the immediate aftermath of the incident, the official government response was that Frederick had likely crashed into the sea due to technical difficulties. There are three main theories to explain what happened to Frederick. The first is that he was abducted by extraterrestrials. The second theory is that Frederick was a victim of foul play. But what if this is actually a simple case of a terrible accident? Here's the thing. Ultimately, we may never know exactly what happened to Frederick, but his case remains one of the most famous and controversial in aviation history. But there is one more intriguing detail that many people overlook. One thing's for sure, Frederick Valentich's case will continue to haunt the aviation and UFO communities for years to come. So what do you think happened to Frederick? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, check out another one of our videos on paranormal mysteries. Thanks for watching.